I've booked hundreds of meetings for myself and clients using cold email, and I still think that most of the people that are saying it's dead are right. It's just not for the reason that they think. Before I say anything else, let's jump into my Instantly account. This is a list of all the positive responses that we've had for Instantly. You can see there's literally hundreds, and this is just my company account. We're also currently warming up 100 more mailboxes. We've got an 100% health score on all of them. And I'm telling you all of this because I want to explain to you why your cold email doesn't work, and you shouldn't take that from somebody that doesn't do it themselves. 2 years ago, I was sending out thousands of emails per month, and I got absolutely nothing from it. I had the list, I had the copy, and I thought I had the right people, but absolutely nothing worked. I tried changing the copy again, and again, but the only thing that happened is me wasting 2 years. Long story short, it wasn't the copy that was the problem. I'm George, I run Booked, and we build B2B done-for-you outbound systems for companies. We've been doing this for 4 years, and we've had some pretty great results that you can check out in my description. So with all that being said, here's my actual thoughts. Cold email isn't dead. What is dead is sending out 50 emails per day from a domain that you've never checked with a template that you found on Twitter. That's not doing effective cold email, and those two things are not the same, but people seem to use the same word. One of them is building out a consistent system to generate you leads on a monthly basis, and the other one is just complete hope. I think the reason that so many people say cold email is dead is that they're doing the second one. They've got zero system actually in place to generate leads, and realistically they have no idea what is actually going on. I'm going to cover the 5 reasons that your cold email isn't working, and only one of them has anything to do with the copy. First reason is that your DNS setup is completely wrong and you've never actually checked. These 3 records, DMARC, DKIM and SPF record. These tell Google and Outlook that you're actually allowed to send emails out from these email addresses. Most people buy domains and don't actually look at this screen, but if you haven't got the 3 of these records configured correctly, you're never actually going to hit anybody's inbox. If one of these records is missing or it's incorrect, you are actually not a registered sender, and the chances of you hitting anybody's inbox is completely zero. These 3 take about 10 minutes to get up and running. They've now been verified, and it's the difference a lot of times between a great cold email campaign and one that generates 0 leads. Worth noting that if you have a little bit more budget, you can use one of these sorts of tools. This tool is called Lunatro MX, and they get you set up with every single record that you need. It's completely hands-off, and you don't have to worry about verifying any DNS whatsoever. This is the only thing out of the 5 points where you can do absolutely everything else perfectly and still get 0 results. You could write the perfect email, send it to the perfect list, including the right sort of people, and you're still going to land in the spam folder. It's not that your email got rejected or not opened, it was never even delivered in the first place. The second reason that your cold email doesn't work is that you bought a domain and you've been sending without a warm-up ever since. We warm up every single email for at least 2 weeks before we send out one real email. We do this so that we build up a gradual sending reputation, and we make sure that the deliverability is good whenever we eventually do begin to send. You can see that this has been warming up for 14 days, and it's sent out 21 warm-up emails and received 161. These emails are going to be launching tomorrow, and that'll be the first day that we're actually testing these. Once we even do launch the emails, we still start at a really small volume to keep the sending reputation. You don't want to go from 0 warm-up emails to then sending out 30 per day. We like to start on 14 days warm-up and then start with about a quarter of what the emails are able to do at full capacity. These are also the settings that we run on warm-up to make sure that we're hitting deliverability. Turn on campaign slow ramp if you would like. I personally just leave it off and do it manually so I have a better idea of what's going on. But if you're new to this whole thing, I would recommend you turn this on as well. Here's what nobody tells you about actually burning your domains out. You can't fix it. Once Google and Microsoft have decided that you're sending spam out from these email addresses, you can't unburn the domain by sending out higher quality emails. Really, the only thing that you can do is to cancel those emails and start to rebuild. Obviously, this doesn't get you any of the time or money back that you've lost. Third reason that your cold email isn't working, and the reason people like to argue with me over, is that you're not sending enough cold emails a day. Say you send out 500 emails a day, At a 2% reply rate, you'll get 10 responses. Now imagine you'd only sent 50, you would only get 1. This is simply not enough data coming back to make a decision on whether this is actually working. Most people that say cold email is dead, tried it, sent out 50 emails a day and got no responses, and then they'll tell you that cold email is broken. It's broken for them because they never even gave it a proper go in the first place. And that is the most likely outcome if you don't send at least 500 a day. Reason number 4 that your cold emails aren't working, and this is the only one to do with the actual email copy. I hope this email finds you well. I wanted to reach out because I represent a leading provider of innovative AI solutions. Read this back to yourself and you tell me whether you would actually reply to this. The entire email has got absolutely nothing to do with them. We haven't referenced anything that we do, and we haven't even put in a single case study. Not to mention the email footer that I see all the time. AI sales solutions, growth hacker, thought leader. I see the term growth hacker way too much, by the way. If anyone wants to let me know what that means, please do. Then on the other side, we have the email that we actually send out. Subject line, your next free clients. Reads really nicely like an internal email. It's something that's going to be super easy for them to click on. Hi there, Sarah. You do this, we do this. We've also backloaded it with case studies and some important pieces of info. I'll show you your next free clients free of charge with no call and no pitch. Just reply send it. This is the last feature of the cold email, which really boosts responses. Just a really easy, soft CTA. The thing to mention and to think of is to always make it as simple as possible for these guys to raise their hand for you. I hope you can see the difference between the email that I showed you beforehand and the email that we're sending right now. The most important thing is always sell the meeting, not the service. One other thing I disagree with that I'm sure a lot of people aren't going to agree with me on. You don't need to send 15 Claude personalization variables from each person's website. You're going to be sending out 500 emails a day, and it's going to become really obvious that you haven't done this research. What really does work is giving someone a simple reason to respond to your email. The last reason that your cold email doesn't work is that somebody responds to you finally and you don't get back to them until tomorrow morning. There's been research done on this by Harvard. If you respond to a lead within 5 minutes, that's optimal. We don't want to be waiting 5 hours or until the next day, because by that time, these leads might have gone cold. We've now set up a response agent instantly that will reply to any leads instantly. I also have an interested lead to CRM automation, which pushes anybody interested to my CRM. And I have the same thing set up with Slack, so I get a message there. This gives us a much higher chance of actually converting the leads that we can generate. And it's something that all of you guys need to be doing. Imagine you did all the hard work, you got the domain set up, you sent enough volume, and you wrote good copy, and then you lost the lead to whoever got back to them first. This is going to be the cheapest fix and the one that most people ignore. Now we've been through the 5 things that stop people doing cold email properly, let's go back and count. 4 out of those 5 things had absolutely nothing to do with email copy. This is why most people think cold email is dead. They make all of the changes to the cold email copy, but they don't fix any of the fundamental problems that we went through in this video. 9 out of 10 times, it's not a copywriting problem. You've got an issue with your DNS, you have an issue with your responses, or you're not sending and actually hitting people's inboxes. If you guys want to know what's wrong with your cold email sequences, I would start with the first 1 out of 5. I've put a free tool in the video description, and you guys can go on and check your DNS for free on there. Apart from that, if you guys want any B2B outbound systems built out, just let me know and I'll be more than happy to send you guys over case studies from our successful clients.